Welcome to the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. This is the most informative socio-political program you can find online. We bring you all the facts and updates on issues that matter to you. My name is Ismail Akwei. In this edition, we are going to discuss the creative arts industry, specifically the movie industry of Ghana. The movie industry of Ghana has brought so much pride to a lot of Ghanaians. However, currently, we have a lot of actors and actresses who are complaining about the way they are being treated, the way the industry is collapsing, and also the lack of jobs, lack of movies, and the competition with Nigeria and other countries that are also very active in the movie industry. We'll be talking with an expert who is an actor himself, and we're going to go into the issues of the movie industry of Ghana. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ismail Akwei, and our guest is a veteran actor. I don't know if you are interested in veteran, but he's been acting for so many years. Yeah. He's Ekow Blankson. He's also a marketer and also a director and everything you could think of. Welcome, Ekow Blankson.
Delighted to be here. Thank you very much, Akwei.
So, how should we describe you? Veteran? Well, what's the meaning of veteran actor, if people go by that? No.
I think the word veteran means that you're an ace actor. You've been there, for a long time, and therefore you're a known professional. I think that's what it is.
So, how long have you been there? When did you start, if you can remember?
Well, I started. I always say this, but sometimes it's just like a joke. I started in my mother's womb. Don't mind me. But I actually started when I was in Adisado College. I've done literature through and through. So I started doing theater. And I realized my talent way back when I was in Adisado. From 1984 to 89 when I finished Form 5 to 91 and when I finished Sixth Form, I was still doing literature. So it was drama is part of literature, the forms of literature. So you get to do some of these things. So we're doing play acting and all of that.
And when did you go behind the camera? I mean, in front of the camera.
Oh, okay, yes. So that would be in I remember and let you know.
Okay, but the circumstances.
Yes,
which
before I went to the University of Ghana, the School of Performing Arts, I was acting on stage again at International Central Gospel Church.
Okay.
That led me to GBC, where we did the Thursday theaters.
Oh, so you were in the Thursday theater?
Yes, so I would say that is when I got in front of the camera.
Okay. And how was it like at that time? Was that your dream? Were you fulfilled? Did you feel that?
Of course. I mean, we all, again, I would say that when I went to the International Central Gospel Church and I joined Being Empowered then here, I met great guys that I've been seeing on TV. And I was like, whoa, these guys, I see these guys. I was like, and then I realized that, yeah, it's something I really wanted, really, really looked up to do. And so I saw these guys and I was like, okay, it's great to be to be here with some professionals. And of course, it led us, some of our stories were so great that we had to showcase it on the TV theater, and that worked for us.
And at that time, you were yet to go to the University of Ghana.
Yes, I was now going to go to the University of Ghana. So all that interest really moved me from studying law, which my father wanted me to do, and really insisted. But I told him, no, this is not what I want to do. I really have a skill to do, or the talents, not a skill, the talent to do theater, and so I wanted to go to the School of Performing Arts. Yeah, I'd spent some time at the School of Performing Arts, just going to find out what the big guys like Bill Riverson and all Martin Usus were doing, and I thought, yes, this is where I want to be.
And you featured in very prominent movies and very popular movies as well. And I remember you on even Sun City, which was
Yeah.
a program that was running, and also some other programs. And currently, you're also featured on some DSTV productions. How different is it from then and now?
Well, the the technical dynamics are not different. It is really with the person in terms of what you're doing as an actor and how far you have grown. And so the skill gets developed. You know, first of all, I always want to encourage people to really look at where their talents are and really build on these talents, because then it makes you a better person. That's something that I really had to do. You know, it will interest you to know that the first time I went to the School of Performing Arts, even though I had good grades, I failed the interview. I failed, and I sat home for 1 year. That was because I had butterflies. You know, it wasn't like I didn't have grades or I couldn't do it, but I wasn't prepared. And that's another thing. That's preparation. Get ready to make it happen for you. So the second time I went, now I think I overbashed it. I would say I say these things every time I'm having to speak with people, and I think that the first failure is not an opportunity for you to quit, but to try it again.
So the different dynamics you're talking about, that's technical.
Yes.
And let's come to experience. I know there are a lot of younger people in the industry, and we see a lot of them who are also directing movies and producing movies. You are still working with them. You worked with those of the old, and I mean the real veterans who have retired.
Exactly.
How different is it? Do you need to go to the School of Performing Arts to get to that level of, quality?
So Akwei, you're going to get me into trouble, because I got into trouble once for saying this, and I think that it will be an opportunity to clear that. What I say is that, look, it is always important to learn on what you already think that you know, all right? It's important. So going to the School of Performing Arts is a very important thing. Going to NAFTI to learn filmmaking is a very, very important thing to do, you know. But however, there are people who are naturally talented, you know, and then they would say, look, I don't have to go to school to be a better actor or to be a better film director or cameraman or lightman or something. Most of the guys have learned on the job, and that's learning. You see what I mean? It's learning. It's not like you just got up and took the camera and then started shooting anything. That would be a novice, you know. So these are the differences of the trade or of the industry. So you need to really understand what you're doing, and before you're able to do this. It's a skill area. The acting itself is a skill area. You need to understand what to do in terms of movement and what not to say and how to modulate your voice, your tones, and all of that. It's a skill area. You got to learn it. And so that's what I tell people who think that, oh, I can do it. Oh, I love to do it. Okay, yes, you love to do it. It's fine. But try and understudy somebody. I don't say go to school or anything, but understudy somebody. That's learning as well. And then you get better.
So understudying is also enough,
yes,
for you to be an actor?
Yes, it is. It is great to understudy somebody. I am an actor. If I get somebody that says, look, I want to be an actor. Yes, that's okay, fine. I hold your hand. I teach you a few things. I don't just put you in front of a camera and say, do what you have to do. That will be, you know, leading you to fail. So understanding somebody and also learning, you know, the rudiments of the industry or the skill really helps.
Do you have a problem with Kumawood actors and actresses
you see?
in the industry?
That's where I say I was trying to run away from that.
But they do a lot of understudying.
Yes,
and
that's
open.
Exactly. So you see, I was misunderstood the last time I mentioned about Kumawood actors, because I was asked the question, and I was really misunderstood, and it worried me a bit. But the point is that these guys are really good talents. No two ways about it. We'll talk about the concert party team. We'll talk about these guys who do the tree itself. I mean, it's difficult. I've done English through if I am a Fanti, if you want me to do a movie in Fanti, it will be difficult. These guys are better than I. You understand? And I think that they're great. They've got a skill set that needs to be developed, needs to be done right. We need to really groom it well and make it big. Well, today, the industry in Kumasi or Kumawood is not as big as it used to be or vibrant as it used to be. They're still doing it, but it's not as vibrant. Why? It's because we have not really taken time to groom these guys. And it was all like, let's go, let's do that kind of thing is what I was talking about. I'm saying, look, there are agencies. NAFTI is there. Nothing stopped NAFTI from taking Kumawood as a case study, to develop that industry and help them to grow economically, and everything. You understand? So that is where we have a problem. They are great guys. They can do it. They can advance what they are doing and make it really nice.
Are you going to reject a role when you are offered one by a Kumawood producer?
Way. No, I will do it. In fact, I think I have done one.
Okay.
Yes.
Which movie was that?
Well, it's not out yet. It's not out yet, but I've done something called Business. Yes.
And which language do you speak?
I spoke predominantly English.
Okay.
But I had to mix it with Fanti because of the kind of people. Yeah. Now, the business, I'm business, and I'm a drug lord, who knows the real business in drug business. So I had to mingle with other people, and stuff like that. So I use the local language, and I think it's nice to mix. Yeah. It makes you dynamic.
Because they held the industry when the English speaking industry the English speaking part of the industry was not really forthcoming with movies. The Kumawood actors held the industry for a long time, until recently that the entire industry seems to be collapsing or dying, if I may say that. How did you feel at the time when the English movie industry was not really performing? What was really the cause? Was it Nigeria? Because I see people blaming Nigeria for that.
Well, I wouldn't say that it collapsed. I think it was an issue with focus and also funds. So I would say that the Kumawood guys had the liberty to do things on a low budget and still have the story told out there. It was difficult to do that with some of the English ones because then you needed to look at some different kinds of location and stuff like that. We'll come to that. And those are the challenges that the English people had. If you go to Nigeria right now, there's some big guy there who says, "Look, I have a house that I'm not using. Come use it." He'll feed you on top and give you money. Why? Because he understands the business. He understands that this will help their culture. Is this Nigeria? Is this a house in Nigeria? All these things really, really worked. I don't think that we're getting that.
Bollywood, Nollywood, India, Nigeria, they all thrived on low-budget movies.
Yes.
Pushed it so much that money came in and they started doing, high-budget quality movies. But with Ghana, there was rather a lot of criticism of the low-budget movie industry, which is Kumawood, I may say, in the past. And the criticism went... it affected that industry so much. Don't you think we are being too hard
I think
the Kumawood actors?
I think we're being too hard. And I'll give you my personal experience. I was going to the US to visit on a holiday, to visit my brother. My brother was like, "Hey, when you're coming, bring me some of your movies from Ghana." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." At that time, I just done Checkmate. We finished Checkmate with Shelley and all that. And I said, "Oh yeah, I just did one. It's so great." And so I'll bring you. No. Bring me a Jacko. Bring me, that kind of thing. That shows that even in the diaspora, where our guys are, they really looked up to these Kumawood guys. It was very important because it was an opportunity. After a hard day's work, you want to come back and laugh. You want to come back and enjoy it. The story is still being told, but in a different way. So we were actually being hard on them. Some of us really criticized. And I think that we were in the minority. The people, those of us who were really criticizing and saying that, oh yeah, these guys should do the thing better, that kind of thing, immediately, you know, and it was quite bad. We just needed to get involved in it and help them and see where they faltered or where they could have been, it could have been better.
So you call it a failure on your side?
I would say so. I would
okay.
say so. And I'm not taking myself out of it because, of course, I'm a professional from the School of Performing Arts and everything. I call the directors of NAFTI, all of us. In fact, now that we have the NFA, I mean, this is the time to get into that industry because it's a form of filmmaking, which is good. It has to be done and done right, especially if we do our subtitling so well, we can sell it out. And so it is great. So it hurts me that we have moved from that area and, you know, we're doing other things. Indeed, the Kumawood guys, some of them are now doing English movies, and it's surprising.
We'll be talking about the financial aspects of the industry and also the future of the industry right after this break. This is a Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV, and our guest is Ekow Blankson, a veteran actor or ace actor, whichever way you want to call it. We're talking about some of the things you used to do, and also the introduction of Kumawood, and also how they held the whole industry down for some time. And now we are seeing what we are seeing, which is less movies being produced. We have now a little focus on television series and all of that. But let's go a little way back when there was a transition from cassettes to CDs, and also from CDs now we went to pen drives. From pen drives now we have digital streaming and all of that. And then and now, what is the difference in terms of payment of actors and actresses then and now? And during the transition, was it better during the cassette season or was it better during the CD season? Did sales affect the pay that was given to actors and actresses?
Okay, so I would say that I may not be an authority in the producing side very much, but I can always mention Venus Productions, Salam. You know, he was big in Opera Square. You know, CDs really sold well, and I think that really gave them some good money. And obviously, once they got money, then they paid actors very well. I think that one of the reasons, I would say, I'm not too sure, but I believe that one of the reasons why Kumawood is not what it is today is because CDs have really gone out of the system. Because they were selling a lot, you know. And in the trade, I mean, I've done marketing and stuff like that, so I see them. They're actually selling CDs in the trade on car backs with music and everything. And people were buying, you know. Unfortunately, we have had too many TV stations now, so it was difficult. And TV stations are not really buying the movies. They're not buying movies. What they will do with you is that bring your movie, we'll do better.
Okay.
I mean, what is that to a producer? You know, he wants the money. He spent hard cash to get it done, and now you want to take it on butter. It's difficult for them. So I think that those are some of the things. So I think coming to the present stage that we are in now, we need funds. the industry needs funds to operate, and there's so many ways of getting these funds.
How do or would the funds come? Because a lot of people are calling on government. Can you fix the industry? Can you bring some funds and let's do A, B, C? And others also say, well, some funds have been given, but they see nothing. And now they blame associations. I know there's the Actors Guild. There's also the Ghana Academy of Film and Television Arts, which has so many guilds and associations.
Yes,
So
the
how,
ASOGs and all that.
yeah, so how can they get the funds?
So, again, maybe that would be for another platform that you want to have, and have people who have been rooting this for the national industry. Indeed, I think that you will need to speak with some people from the NFA, the National Film Authority. You need to speak with people from the Ghana Actors Guild. You need to speak with people from ASOG and all that. But I can tell you from an actor's point of view, and also from a marketer's point of view, that we have an industry, but we don't have a film economy. So we have a film industry, we have people who make up the film industry, but we lack in the place of film economy. Now, why do I say that? First of all, as a country, we need to understand what our films can do for us. And I'll speak on authority of the fact that I have traveled wide and I know what content does. When I was working for TV3, I had the chance to go to MIPCOM and MIP TV, where content is displayed at a huge Cannes in France, you know, and they sell content. What am I talking about? Bollywood, you see Bollywood, you know, properly displayed. You see Nollywood, Hollywood, you know, and different Canada and all that, you know, preaching their culture through film and all of that. What are we as Ghana doing? Today, look at Nigeria. Nigeria has beaten Bollywood. Bollywood was second in the world. It was Hollywood, then Bollywood, and then Nollywood. But now, Nollywood is second. You know? Well, if the facts have changed, I'm not aware. But as I know that Nollywood has beaten Bollywood.
It would be great to know the source of that information.
Yes, I mean, it says, I mean, I think that it's wide. If you Google it, you can find it. And that's the truth. The reason is that they understand and get funded or get help. Okay? So there's so many things, stages of funding, or the stages that you need money for to do a film. First of all, you need to get your script has to be paid for. Your locations will have to be paid for. Your equipment will have to be paid for. Your actors will have to be paid for. And your hotels or wherever, you know, your welfare has to be paid for and all of that. All right? Now, can't we understand that these things really go to drain our pockets and people can come in and support? And this is where I like the Nigerians. One, they are daring, and so they'll go for it. I'm not saying that we are not daring, but they go for it. They're able to go to a home and say, hey, you know what, this is your house, I'm using it for a film. And luckily, the owner might say, yes, use it. Give me credits, and that's it. Or they want to pay for, you know, that kind of thing. There's enthusiasm already. They see film as part of them. You know, it sells them. Does it sell us? Do we understand that we can sell our culture using film? Do we understand that we can let people know, communicate our agenda and everything in this country through film?
So whose doorstep does this call goes to? Is it the producer?
Well, that is the discussion you probably want to have later with the NFA. Okay, because there's an act. There's a Film Act 935 that has been passed, but obviously they have an LI and all that has to be added to it. I will not speak to that. lest I make mistakes and get my head chopped off. But the issue is that there is so much opportunity that we have to grab from this industry. If the country knows, if the tourism sector knows that we can actually use film to develop Chalewote, festivals, other things that we are doing, they should be able to get involved. Now, there's so many TV stations now. The NCA has given licenses for TV stations and everything, and I worked in the TV station and stuff like that, so I understand what I'm talking about. We don't buy films, or we didn't buy films, but we wanted that content. So what stops us as a country to say, you know what, guys, I want to invest in projects. I want to invest in some content, film, okay? TV series or short films or whatever. Time with Nafti and things like that. You know, invest that money and say, I will own the film. Maybe 70% and 30% goes to you so that you can use as your content and also sell to advertisers. After a time, government takes the 70%, goes to a place like France, Cannes, where there's MIPCOM and MIP TV to set up a stage to sell these movies that they have done.
And I hope they are listening, and then at least we could take a step. However, let's talk about the welfare of actors and actresses.
Okay.
Welfare, when we were working or filming with Thursday Theatre, do you remember how much you were paid? That's if you were paid.
I don't remember.
You don't, but were you
I don't
paid?
think no. We're not really paid. It was an opportunity to put our group there. Okay. Those times with Mama Oye and all that. I think that there was some, definitely the TV station was paying, but I don't remember we even asking, because for us it was an opportunity.
But when was the first time you were paid for a movie?
Well, that will be a long time. I'll call it about, say, 20 or 22 years ago. I was paid for adverts.
Okay, not movies.
Yes, first I was paid for adverts, and I was shocked. At that time, I was a student. I was shocked. I would call that money 2,000 now.
Okay.
As a student.
Around 2,000 cedis, the value?
Yes, around 2,000 cedis, the value, yes. And that was a key soap advert.
Key soap?
Yes.
You were on key soap adverts?
Yes. And I was really shocked. I was like, ooh. I mean, I didn't understand. You see, and that's another thing, understanding the industry and understanding what you're worth is another thing that we need to really look at. All right. So then on, I normally have a problem with negotiations with film, you know, and so I really work with people that I can trust, you know, so that if I know that you are not a cheat, then I can do your. So
you were selective about the producers you work with.
I was very selective. I was almost given a name that Ekow, when you go and call him Onye. You know, that he won't do.
And that was because of the payment.
Because I didn't want to come to that discussion where I say add a little, add this. I didn't want that, you know. And I think that should be something that we need to regulate in our industry. HR, if you leave school, there's a minimum that they give to you when you have left, say, you've done your first degree and you come to industry to work, right? Yeah. And then when you grow, then your salary keeps increasing, and there's a range. Why are we not doing that? Our industry is also a professional industry, it's a skill area. Why is it that we do not have that range of salaries that is given to, say, somebody who has been in the industry for more than 23 years, 25 years, myself? How much are you supposed to pay me if I am even featuring in a 1 minute of your film? Because my face would be a selling tool for you. So Why are we not doing that? And those are things that I'm talking about that needs, that's the economy that I'm talking about. Then it will lift our business up.
So does that mean all the movies you shot, you were paid?
Yes.
All the movies?
Yes.
And the series as well?
Yes.
Like Sun City?
Yes,
you were paid for
yes,
that?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes.
And you were paid
Yes.
right?
Some of them you would do on gratis.
Okay.
Because you want to help an upcoming person, you know, and say, hey, you know what, let me help you do this. Because he comes to you and says, I want to come up, I don't have the money. And you can see genuinely that he hasn't got the money. And even if you had money, you would have supported this person. And so I think that this is something that we do sometimes. But we make sure that at least there's value in what you're doing and you're helping somebody.
This is a very popular question that comes up on other interviews where they ask, what have you ever used your movie money to buy? What's the biggest thing you've bought? Did you buy a house with one movie's payment, salary? Did you buy a car? What has the movie money ever bought for you, which is really huge?
Unfortunately, it's a hand-to-mouth salary. It is not. It is not something to. It's not anything to write home about, really. And so I believe that the kinds of things that I have done here. By the way, I've done some Netflix and BBC movies as well. Done some Nollywood's movies and stuff like that.
We'll come to the difference between those industries and ours. Yeah.
But if I was doing a Hollywood, I'm sure that the kind of attention and detail that I attach to filming here, a kind of characterization, I spend time to read scripts, to develop, to ask questions, visit. Sometimes you want to play a madman, and you go and take your time and look at a real madman and you know, watch the way they do things. You know, those things, if you were doing that outside, then you can say that yes, you can buy a house, you can buy a car, you can get married. But really, I would say that the monies that we have made, or I have made, I don't know about others, but I have made, has been hand to mouth.
So you've never bought a car out of the movie?
No,
you didn't use that to marry?
My cars that I bought are from corporate, you know, salaries and stuff like that. Yes.
So movie salary has never bought you a house, a car? You couldn't use that to even start a project?
No, it has not. Because the point is that it's even spoiled, you know, before it comes, it's gone. And you sometimes even use it for fuel.
Netflix and BBC and all of that, was their payment structure the same? Was it way better? Was it different?
Way better. Contracts were signed ahead of time. The Netflix one that I did, New Earth Rising, you had to go to, I mean, every actor, no matter the stage of, you know, role that you're playing, whether it's minor, major, that you had your room, was a tent, all right, but it was well done, with a sofa, with AC, where you relax, they relax you, they take care of you, and make sure that once you're done, I mean, they give you your periodic, they give you a schedule and periodic. Yes, we do all of that here.
We'll come to the details of that right after this break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ismail Akwei, and I'm here with actor Ekow Blankson. So you were taking us through some very interesting stories about acting and also the salary bit of it. And you are giving us a difference between the Netflix production and that of the local. And in the Netflix production, you said you even have a tent for yourself.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
so many other things. Give us the juicy part of it.
It was so interesting. It was so new. you know, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we've done the Sean Devereaux story in the past, and you see their setup is really different and really classy, even though they have come to a low budget area. I mean, less the labor and all that, the actors, you know, they come to a low budget thing, they take advantage of that, you know. But at least they treat you well, and then so whatever you get, say if you're getting a 3,000 CDs for a movie that has about 100 scenes, you know, here, you know, with the Netflix, you could get something like 8,000.
Do people get 3,000 CDs for a 100-scene movie?
Less.
Less than 3,000 CDs?
Yes, less.
For 100 scenes?
Yes, less.
And the 100 scenes can be shot in how long?
Well, it depends. It can be shot sometimes in 14 days, sometimes in, yeah. Maybe.
How is the pricing done? Is it based on scenes? Are you paid based on scenes?
Well, right now, with DSTV coming in, and thanks to them for at least making us relevant, you know, we're paid per episode.
Per episode?
Per episode, okay. Yes.
Whether you appear once or not,
yes,
in one scene or
just,
not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it depends on the scenes that you're shooting within the episode.
And with the Netflix production, how was the payment done? Is it for the whole movie?
Yes, for the whole movie. It's negotiated there. So you have this number of scenes that you have to shoot. And I remember it was just, how many scenes did I shoot? I think was very intense. I think it wouldn't be more than 8 scenes.
8 scenes. And how long did it take to shoot the 8 scenes?
I did it in a day.
In a day?
Yes.
Okay.
1 day.
And what's the range of payments?
Well,
were you paid before or after?
After.
After the movie?
After.
Okay.
They went through an agency, and
okay.
I believe that if they had come straight to us, it would have been different. So the agency already took their commission. I do not know. I don't want to get into that.
What was the range? Was it
the range was between 5,000 and 8,000. 5,000
and 8,000. Okay. And do you think that was okay? That's standard for 8 scenes?
Yeah, but if I go and do 100 scenes and I'm paid 3,000, 2,000. You know, sometimes 1,500, and then you can come in here and get 8,000, 10,000. It looks good.
Well, your case will be different from a lot of actors and actresses who don't have any side jobs they're doing. Yes. I don't know which one is your side job, whether it's the acting that's the side or your main job that's the side. But you have worked in the media, you have worked in the corporate world.
Yes.
You've done so many things in there. Was that a choice? Was it because of the payments, the low payments in the industry?
Well, I say thanks to the School of Performing Arts because it made me whole. So obviously I went to the school and learned drama and theater arts and, you know, majored in directing and everything, but it made me whole. It put me in different areas. So when I realized that, look, this industry was not consistent with how much we were getting paid or what salaries we were getting, or, you know, for films, I decided that, well, let me put my skill from the school to use, and therefore I went into marketing, event management and sponsorship management and all of that, and all of those things you actually get from the School of Performing Arts. If you do your participations right, you learn all these things, you know. So I think that it's really was a choice. I had to take that route because the passion was big, great to do filming, but if it was paying and it was consistent, then I would have stayed in it through and through. So it has become a side business now.
So that's a side business,
yes.
and not the movie?
No.
Oh,
well, no, I mean...
the movie is a side business.
It's a side business.
So would you advise others to also get other jobs doing while they are acting?
I think that it is important that we understand what we are doing. Understand first your own family, your responsibilities and all of that. You cannot keep up sitting and waiting for an industry that's still trying to make it. If there's another way of getting money, I'd advise you to try and do it. It really takes away the focus sometimes, but it's also important for you to live. It's essential that you must live. essential, that you must take care of your family or your needs. You understand? So if there's something that is giving you some gains, it's important that you do that. I do not say that the movie industry in Ghana will not lift or will not plateau, will not get to an apogee. It will. I believe so from my heart that it will. When that happens, some of us, with our passion and creativity, will definitely follow it.
Unfortunately, Sam Ajetefio Titi can't say the same. Kosher can't say the same. And we have others who are struggling, like William, yes,
Grace Note,
and all the others. Are you a member of any movie association?
Yes, I am
Which
a member
one?
of the Ghana Actors Guild. So that's the association.
Yeah. What do you get from the Ghana Actors Guild?
Do
they help you negotiate your deals in terms of movies?
Again, I would say that is something that is in the pipeline. Okay. I think there's we were redrafting our constitutions and all of that, where I think they're insisting, because I am not part of the executive body that they're doing that, but they're insisting that if international movies are coming in or international producers are coming in, they should use the Actors Guild. And I think that it is in the right direction. The things that I've been talking about, once it goes through these things, like remuneration, the HR bit, what are the stages of actors, who are they, what are they worth, then cheating will not come in and people will not feel disgruntled.
And now social security.
Exactly. You see, you don't have social security. What are the taxes? Then we can also even pay taxes. It's regulated well that we can pay taxes to the government from whatever we are
Currently,
getting.
actors are not paying taxes.
I don't know.
They don't deserve any
I don't know. I don't know how to even go about it, because at the end of the day, when I collect the money, it's going to some fuel or something, getting me back home.
So if you don't pay state any money, and then you go on retirement, that's if there's any retirement for you.
That's it. There's nothing for you. There's nothing for you.
And you have to beg the association.
Yes.
And you see Ghanaians complaining and blaming associations for not supporting. It means the association has a major role to play in curtailing the future, or taking care of the future of the actors and actresses.
Indeed, and I think that they're trying. From the things that I've heard, I mean, they're trying to push the NFA to pass the LIs to make sure that we can actually have the acts running and doing. And then these constitutions that I'm talking about, the people would have to go through contracts. You have to sign contracts and stuff like that. And one of the things that will be in the contract is to pay my social security, in the contracts, and then or the tax that you have, the tax component. And I have to make sure that you have actually paid my tax out of the money that you're giving to me. These are things that we have to do. And I'm in business and I know governance, so I understand that these things ought to be done well. But they have to be done rightly. They have to be done when we know that the structures are right. And we are actually giving to our people. Look at Sam Ajetefio, my brother. I mean, look at the embarrassment, that came with him at the end of the day. But the guy was being real. He didn't have it. You understand? He didn't have it. I mean, this is a guy who was really entertained us and everything. Can you equate your stress level with it being moved away with Ajetefio just making you laugh? Can you equate it? You could have died out of that stress. He might have saved you. You understand? Things like that. At least we should pay for that. I'm not saying that government come to give Ajetefio money or give me money or anything. No. All I'm saying is that get structures in place. Make sure that things are working. Invest in what we are doing. Even if you have to even own it partly, let us know that, okay, I'm investing this, I'm owning this way, that kind of thing, so that you pay these guys who are aiding us to do this thing right. And people will be happy. I'm sure we can buy a house and we can live right. We don't have to buy a taxi for our sons.
So do you foresee another golden era for the Ghana movie industry? And when do you think that could come up?
Well, I see that coming very soon. I see that coming very soon. The people at the NFA, understand what they are doing. And so there's also the classification boards and everything. We've got great stories to tell. And today, if you go to your grandmother and go and ask for one story, you would see that she can give you 10 various stories that you can actually put together. So we've got great stories that we have to tell. My grandmother, who died 115 years, could tell you about Nkrumah as if she was sitting with you. These are things that we really lack. We need to get to that point. I believe that we would hit it. We would hit it. We would, I believe that the structures will be right, and then we'll get there. I believe in it.
Would you encourage your son who wants to quit, let's say, another profession, to go into movies? Would you advise him to go into it?
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I told my father, look, I want to go into theater arts. I want to go into the arts. I want to do filming. I want to do acting and all that. Indeed, it was not filming then at the time. It was just theater that I really enjoyed. But then I moved branch into film, which is great. And so I did it. And I believe that if it is a passion for whoever, my son, I believe that he will be able to excel in it. He may not be here in this country. I mean, I went to the New York Film Academy. After the first week I left, I had to come back home. Probably if I had stayed in America in the New York Film Academy, probably would be doing great.
Well, here you are talking about outside the country.
Yes.
I mean inside. If
inside.
Your son wants to do
or
pursue acting in Ghana,
he can do it.
Is this advice that he does, despite the financial issues and all the other issues that come with
I will advise on the basis of passion, or advise on the basis of interests, and whatever you put your hearts to, I think, and you're consistent with it, you can make some money out of it. Who knows? My son, will be one of the architects of change.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ekow Blankson. This is the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Ismail Akwei. Watch us every Monday on all of GhanaWeb's digital channels and on GhanaWeb TV. Be safe.